Hey guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Mike and you're watching Bush Rat Knives. In this video, I plan on making two little bastards, which are rat bastards, just smaller. However, before completion of the video, not before completion of the knives, before completion of the video, disaster has struck the Bush Rat household, and these knives and a few others have now become unsalvageable. I still took the time to make this video, and I'd appreciate it if you took the time to watch it. Also, if you enjoy what you see, I would really appreciate you considering hitting the subscribe button to see more content like this in your feed. We'll do it live. Fucking do it live. As you can see, I already marked these out. This particular knife, we're gonna do blue liners, orange scales, and blue pins. I'm gonna do these as a horizontal carry. These are gonna come with a Kydex sheet for horizontal carry. We're gonna do 2 pins, and we're gonna, well, fuck it, you'll see. Hey Siri, play Tyler Childers. All right, I got that cut out. It was a little harder than I thought it was going to be because it's just, these are pretty small. So the next step is I will take my template, put it back over this, and then trace it again. And then whatever has marker on it needs to go. There, all the black around the edges, it's got to go. And that should be my final rough cutout. Let's go to the 2x72, get this done. I just wanted to clean up the finger choil here. Feels pretty good. Let's figure out where we want some holes. Scales are gonna come something like that, okay. Okay. We want to be back about here. And right about there, right? All right, there's our holes. Let's mark our center line. Sharpening choil. Let's go put one in. All right, I got the sharpening choils in. I'm going to throw it on the sander, put the first steep bevel on there, and then I can drill these 2 holes in each, and we will be ready for the heat treatment. Boop a doop, doop a doop a doopin, dun dun, dun dun. Ah, see, it's nice. All right, that felt weird. Those were the smallest knives I've ever tried. So we're ready to put the holes in them now. Let's chamfer these little babies. I'm just gonna sand these flat real quick. All right, now that they're flat, I'm gonna go up in grit. All right, those are all cleaned up and they are ready for the heat treat. All right, that's it. I'm gonna take a break right now. We'll be back after a quick message from our sponsors.
I love eating burgers. I need to go to the bathroom.
Looks delicious.
Our hamburgers have been improving people's lives for over 200 years. burger, more than a hamburger, a lifestyle.
All right, sorry for the interruption. I had to go heat up my oil. It was a little cold because it's wintertime here in Pennsylvania and I'm in the basement. So I just went and put it in my wife's oven for a little bit. The forge is heating up. I got the oven heating up and I got 2 little knives to heat and treat. So let's go do that. To the dungeon. Oh, fuck. Oh, that's bright. Oh, son of a bitch. Anyway, I'm waiting for that other one, the second one, to cool down enough that I can handle it. Then I'll wipe them down, get the oil off of them, and throw them in here for 2 hours. All right, let's do this. You guys ready? Oh, yeah. Oh. 2 hours, peace. We're back. We got the heat treat done, and we got both tempering cycles done. Now we're at the stage where we got to take off the decarburization, and then we'll put the bevels on these little bastards. All right, just like that. You know, you want to remove all that decarburized carburized ties. You got to remove all that metal on there that the carbon escapes from, or else it'll be soft. All right, now that they're both done, the next step is I'm going to throw the bevels on there. When you do the bevels, you want to have a nice new belt. I've already put the sharp angle on there, so I don't have to worry about breaking any 90-degree angles and chunks of sandpaper flying off. So I can go straight in. I'm going to go, it's a pretty thin knife. I'm going to start at like 220, 240. I don't have a lot of material to remove. So let's get a new belt on this pig and have at it. 240. Now, belts have these arrows on them. You see that? I don't ever pay attention to them. I haven't had a problem yet. This process is the same as it always is. We're going to do low speed. We're going to keep the temperature low, and we're going to put it in the water often to cool it down. I'm just going to let the knife tell me what it wants. And then we'll stop there. All right. Oh, man. That's what the knife wanted. That's what I got. Before I do the flats, I'm going to go over and hit the bevels on the Scotch-Brite wheel. Remove any tiny little scratches. That's my goal. All right, let's do this. Also, that shows me I have a facet right here at the tip, just where the angle changes slightly in the middle of the bevel. So I'm going to have to hand sand that a little bit to make that flat. So this shows me the imperfections. So I'm going to hand sand that real quick and then finish that. All right, let's go, flats. Same thing with this, low and slow. But now that we're here, I cleaned them off with some alcohol. Now I can put the logos on. The logos that I've been putting on, most of my knives, or all of them to this point, have been 8mm. But since this is the smaller knife, I do have 6mm stencils. I think we're going to do 6mm on here. Yep, 6mm. Okay, get my etcher majigger, electrolyte solution. Place her down, and then touch the clip to it. 1, 2, 9, 10. All right, let's see what we got. So I'm going to go clean these both up and then oil them so that the solution doesn't keep trying to etch the blade. All right, I went ahead and I glued the scales and the liners together. After they were cured, I put them on the sander to make sure they're flat. So with this particular design and the material that I have, I'm going to be able to get 2 knives out of one set of scales. Let's stick these together and then we'll figure out whether I'm going to drill the holes first or separate them into 2 pieces. So let's do that. We got 10 toes in when we're standing on lizards. We need some of these, some affix. I did order new stuff, so that's cool. Let's get some tape. And then some more tape. It's never not clogged. What do I have? The compass is multi-use. Okay. Technical difficulties. Okay, that's a lot of glue. Should be able to just cut that in half, diagonal. Oh, let's go cut them out. All right, got 2 pieces. We're still gonna have to cut these out closer so I don't have to sand so much away. But this gets me set up so I can, drill some holes. So let's go drill some holes. Ta-da! Lights. These are handmade and I don't measure for my holes, so they're different, slightly. So it's important not to get these mixed up. So when I drill the holes with this piece of steel, it will belong to this scale. Like this is a V, something like that. So now this X goes with this X. So I don't try to glue up the wrong scales to the wrong knife. Oh. Okay. Once you get your first hole, pin it. And align it where you want it, and then drill your second hole. The second hole is more important than the first one. Now this is the point when you have everything pinned together. Now's where you want to outline what you have to cut off. So then when you take the pins out, there you go. You have an outline of what you need. Then you cut that out on the bandsaw. All right, before I go over to the bandsaw and cut this out, I like to put my marks on here where I want my scales to end up. Then I mark a little bird's mouth where I want the shape to go. Like that. All right, go cut this out. Whatever, just to put in my boots, dry them out and kill whatever sweat bacteria is in there. Not really. I mean, a little bit. They smell like feet. Triscuits? And cheese. Nothing crazy like last time. It was like artisanal super cheddar with barely held together. Whatever you get, fucking hide from Parker because he eats it all. He's worse than Logan was. Give me some pork steaks. I gotta go. I'm making a video. All right, bye.
Video yourself. Bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Love you, bye. All right, now that these are cut out to the rough dimensions, the next step before you take them apart is to finish the front of the scales, the part that'll be at the blade. And it's important to do it while they're stuck together so that they both line up perfectly. Let's go do that. Ugh. Hello? No, give me the just sweet and hot or whatever. All right. Wait. What I'm going to do now is put an angle on the front of the scales here, so it's not a straight cliff to fall off. So I'm just going to put a nice little angle on there. Whatever angle you want. Just know that if you go too shallow, it'll come back further. So we'll see. Now that we've accomplished that, I'm going to go ahead and hand sand it. Just okay. All right, we're at everybody's favorite part. So I'm going to take these apart, clean them, flatten them. I'll show you. From cutting them out, the edge here, see the edge is raised? I'm going to throw that on the sander real quick just to remove that so it's a nice flat surface. Then we'll use some acetone. But I got to find my acetone. Acetone. Clean her off. I always get a fresh rag for this for the squeeze out on the blade. Helps cut down on residue left over. Let's get some epoxy mixed up. Motherfucker. Ugh. I keep scrap cardboard down here just for this. Get a lot of practice. Remember, kids, always wear gloves when you're working with epoxy. I guess you guys can't see what I'm doing. It's okay. The important thing is that I can see what I'm doing. All right, put them together. All right, I will the old clamp on there. Not too tight, but tight. All right, now we want to take off the squeeze out. Once that's done, and you get a buzz from using all the acetone, go ahead and let that cure. I'm going to take the pins down, get a nice flat surface, then I'll square up my table here and bring the rest down to the body of the knife. Let's do that. All right, there we go. All right, now at this point, I'm going to mark on the scales just some reference points where I would like to stop. It gives me a solid line to know how much further I got to go, where to stop, you know, whatnot. Let's bust out the compass. Okay, something like that. The more tape you put on, the less likely you are to F up the blade. Can you see me? My glass is clean? No, they're not. I'm done with the sander for now. It's time to move on to hand sanding. All right, this is like my least favorite part. I took my little Dremel and I got into some of the tight spots because if I use sandpaper, regular sandpaper in there, I run the risk of like scratching the blade. I mean, I still run the risk of scratching the blade. I'm going to start out with this 150 and a sponge. I really just want to round these corners off a little bit, make it feel more comfortable in the hand. And just keep checking it. I just feel for any imperfections, like right here, there's a little spot. Just use my fingers. Same with right here. All I'm doing is replacing big scratches with littler scratches, and then continue like that up in grit. I got that all sanded up with 180. All right, I'm going to take it over real quick, put a finer belt on, and then clean up the spine of the knife and the belly real quick. You can't really see, but I'm just... that makes the spine look uniform. All right, back to the sanding. I'm going to go up in grit. I'm going to keep going until all the little marks are gone that I don't like, and it feels good in the hand, and then we'll be back with the finished product. I was going to do the final reveal, you know, the showcase at the end of the video before I went out with the wife. I didn't. I put it off to the next day, and that night we had a plumbing issue and the house flooded. I had a waterfall coming through the dining room. I ruined, you know, 5 rooms worth of floors and, you know, a few knives. I didn't do the reveal, so now I'm going to do the reveal, and it's not good. So let's look. Here's the knife. Is there a knife? Yeah, there it is. That's the knife. A little small. It's a good knife. The idea for this knife was to be a horizontal carry. The handle, it just seems a little small for my hands. I don't have huge hands, but it just seems small. So the blade size is fine, but I kind of just want to extend the handle a little bit, make it a little thicker and a little longer. I was going to do a giveaway with this, and obviously nobody wants a knife with rust on it. And this is also a lesson. What can happen to a carbon steel knife if you leave it wet? They'll get a patina over time, and they will rust if you have them wet and keep them wet. Before I ship my knives, I'll put a coat of food safe cutting board wax. That's what I use. Like, I'll put blade oil on them, let that soak in for a little bit, wipe it off, and then I'll cover that with a bit of cutting board wax. So when you get them, they're covered in wax and you got to polish them down. But I don't want moisture getting into the sheath or the packaging and having them oxidize before you get them. We want you to get them shiny and new. But this goes to show you what happens if you don't take care of your carbon steel knives. Oh, also, the incident has blessed me with a couple knives that I can't sell. So now I can do a torture test with some of my knives. We can chop it into stuff, throw it off a building, stab a car, I don't know. But I have a couple blades now that I can't sell, but we can do torture tests with. So that'll be some more content coming up. I think for the next video, I'm gonna continue with this, and I'm gonna do the little bastard, but I'm gonna make the tweaks and make it slightly larger. So keep an eye out for that. I mean, if you want these knives, they're rusted, shoot me a message. If you're close and cheap, I'll send them to you. But, oh, fuck, no, I won't. I won't. Can you focus on the knife that's in question? All right, guys, that's the video. I appreciate you guys stopping by, taking the time out of your day. If you enjoyed the video and maybe would like to see a knife actually be completed without being damaged, hit the subscribe button so you can get the notification when I do this again. Please come back for some other stuff, and, you know, anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully I'll actually complete the knife. Thanks for stopping by. That's stuck. I'm gonna start over. We're gonna start over. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and you're watching Bushrat Knives.